Content warning. Tales of Tupenia features some depictions and descriptions of violence, as well as themes consistent with abuse and alcoholism. These are not incredibly common, but be warned. Howdy. Belby here, the DM of Tales of Tupenia. It's been a while since I checked in. Notable updates, we now have our gaming videos and the Side of Tots coming out on the Patreon, and the first 2 episodes of Side of Tots are up for free on YouTube. So, if you're at all interested in watching us fuck around and have fun, give it a look, check it out. We also happen to have a merch store now, a threadless shop that is set up, featuring hats, shirts, stickers, and more. So check it out and see if anything catches your eye. Furthermore, any likes, comments, or subscriptions are always appreciated, and nice comments will be featured on screen at the beginning or end of the video, depending on when I think is the best time. Thank you, and appreciate your support for the show. Bye.
On the Lamani Islands, they say if the Hollow Mountain sings to you, you should always listen, for the song itself can carry you out to sea. This was, of course, the one place Uprush always wanted to go. Dmitri Zephius gained the nickname Uprush from a young age, as he always displayed a surge of emotion and passion, strong enough to sweep away any who were ill-prepared for his enthusiasm. He's like an uprush of seawater when he talks, became the easiest way to describe him to seafarers, wondering why an 8-year-old might be hanging out by the docks so often. Aside from his enthusiasm regarding shipfaring, Uprush's mother helped with restocking seafaring ships that would stop by the islands, so meeting seafarers was the norm. This norm for young Uprush was shaken up when a young girl with curly hair made her way onto the island, proclaiming all the world's gold and cookies would be hers someday. From then on, Uprush and the girl nicknamed Cookie would spend their days together fantasizing about being adventurers out on the open sea. Cookie's father would take Uprush under his wing, despite the concerns of Uprush's mother. As he became a man, Uprush gained respect and camaraderie aboard the ship known as the Great White. But Uprush saw a side of the captain no one else quite recognized. Amidst an attempt to convince Cookie to leave the crew with him permanently, Uprush was accused of mutiny, shot in the chest, and left aboard a dinghy to float out at sea. The last thing Uprush heard was the sound of his friend's voice, the splash of the waves, and the sound of the wind's song, all before reaching the unfamiliar shores of Balestone. Chasing away back out into the open seas, Uprush took up bartending to accrue enough coin and a new crew, all with the hope of reuniting with his dearest friend.
Born to seafaring merchants, Jack and Robin, hailing from Arigian and Kelcary, neither of whom were willing to give up a life on the sea, Hector grew up barely 4 years before returning to the sea for a life of adventure. His youngest mentor in the clerical arts was a steward of the drowned, a medic known as Tim Callaghan. Eventually, his parents' honest merchant dealings led them into conflict with a pirate crew of a fearsome captain, where Hector's parents passed away tragically, with barely enough surviving members to crew the ship into the nearest harbor. Hector's friend Tim took him in, A blessing for young Hector that quickly was dashed as he was left with a smile in the main temple of the drowned stewards in the town of Cotton's Creek, to be raised by one Albert Sparrow, an older steward past his prime. Hector went on to become a fellow steward of the drowned, sailing the seas, protecting ships from the same fate that befell his parents. One day, a group of pirates captured him and stuck him in the upstairs closet of a seaside cottage, held prisoner for a week until the early crew of the Bearded Dragon found him. A crew that Hector has stood fiercely by ever since.
Gro Kadag was born and raised in the kingdom of the Red Dawn. His parents, Shior and Calabax, and siblings and fellow orcs were brutal fighters, taught to hone their aggression in battle against their enemies. Gro grew to become the tallest and burliest of his family, and one of the largest offspring of the Red Dawn. A capable fighter with a gargantuan size, a towering stature, and mammothian teeth that would make any regular human quite intensely shit their pants. Through his straight, raven black hair parts at the middle, a real charmer. He was inducted into the Black Blood clan and went on many adventures. As time passed, the clan would realize something about Gro that infuriated them. He was a sweetheart. He would frequently gaze upon beautiful natural flora and fauna, would resist killing any individuals who wouldn't directly harm him. Whereas all the other orcs were intelligent in livelihood skills and battle practices and tactical knowledge, Gro was a simpleton. His sheer size and strength was enough for him to push through any obstacles presented to the Black Bloods. But even as the rest of the Black Bloods slowly turned their backs on him, Gro was too simple to see it. To him, they were his family. So he stayed with them, until one blissful morning when Gro woke to emptiness around him. The Black Bloods were gone, and Gro hadn't the slightest clue of where to go. Only a name. Bartholomew. Unfortunately, for Gro, he couldn't figure out how to pronounce it. He wandered the countryside finding people who at first rejected him and were scared of him, but would warm up to him through his politeness and simplicity. After many months of wandering and helping, 3 years later, Gro would eventually make it to the city of Benict in the kingdom of Pustab, where he befriended a total bar owner, Rue, and would help her with chores and errands. The city of Benict would see that Gro was an enigma, a condemnation of their treatment of orcs, but some would have prejudices too deep to set aside. Gro left the city, joining the crew of the Bearded Dragon to chase the thrill of battle and to make a new name for himself. With a new crew, a new weapon, and a new cause at his side, Gro's path wanders far away from those who once threw insults his way, even if he was too simple to understand them anyways.
Adrian Drake was born and raised in Winterstone. Being the second son of the Admiral of the Kingdom, Adrian always lived a life of adventure and wanted to be out at sea like his father. He and his brother lived their early lives with a nanny, though Adrian snuck out multiple times into the slums, getting into trouble with his best friend Karn. Later on in his years, he was hired onto the Agalita, a trade ship with an older captain Adrian saw as second father. During one voyage at sea, an Asmer named Ariel came aboard trying to get Adrian to do a quest for his god and would not leave until he did so. While the two were below deck in a heated argument, the Agalita was suddenly assailed by pirates, an all-out assault, which was suddenly disrupted as a bolt of lightning rent the sky, sinking the ship and all aboard it. Adrian woke up in the middle of the sea alone, at least that's what he thought until days later, a dry voice echoed through his head. The self-same voice of the Asmer he previously encountered. Drake made his slow way back to port, where he and Ariel now share the same body, though not, perhaps, the same goals.
I do not recall when exactly I became what we are today, but here be what I will share. Little John Jack grew up in the slums of Smiva, me mama telling me the stories of Klek, the devourer of the treasonous, he who swallows the liars and cheats. Never understood why nobody heeded the warnings. We couldn't even trust our leaders, those meant to protect us. Instead, the Baron took me mother from me. I found a new home in the old elf tree, and found a new family all my own. Then he took that away too. I escaped the town with nothing but my clothes and a few friends. And me brother in all but blood, I would have followed him to the ends of the world. And I did. And we were free. But the world took that from me too. Han, my brother, he sold me out for wealth and power. Under the thumb of the Baron of Bimbolo, the very man who took everything from me, I found if you take enough from a man, you make a monster. With nothing of the little boy in me left, the fish from my mama's stories spoke to me. I thought it a mere illusion, but it delivered us to new friends and freedom. I know it take more than fables to fix the wrongs of the world. It be taken more than the blood, sweat, and tears that has already been taken. It be taken something more. With me crew, we be feeding the fishes.
Kidru grew up in a rowdy family. As the eldest of 5 children, he always hoped to keep an eye on his siblings. It wasn't easy growing up in the harsh cold of Satpia, but he was happy. Playing with siblings, ice fishing with his mom, and hearing stories of Satpia's heroics and grandeur from his father. Kid and his brothers, namely Kaivan and Kalir, loved these stories, and grew up wishing to join the military themselves one day. And when Kid was only 19 years old, that opportunity would come right to his village. Kid spent the following years of his life proving his bravery and his skill, and rising up the ranks of Satpia. But in doing so, he saw the nation for what it truly was, and began to doubt the actions he'd taken under a banner he once thought was great. It wasn't until the age of 42, 23 years later, that Kid met Jesse, a young Aarakocran boy he met in a village he was sent to enlist from. A young boy that reminded him of himself. That was his final straw. Rather than setting Jesse down the path he walked himself, he took the boy and they fled into the wastes. They wandered through a barren environment, hungry, thirsty, and left with nothing but time to think about the years wasted and the people he took advantage of. That the country he grew up idolizing and serving was corrupt. Kidru was ready to give up on himself, but he was driven by a responsibility to Jesse, to get him to safety. Crossing the waste, the two stumbled into the city of Zukamel, where they were discovered and rescued by the priests of the Albetic Temple. The priests were very welcoming, and provided both shelter and care to Kid and Jesse. While the pair recovered, they were introduced by the priest to the Lambent Three, the moon deities, as well as their teachings. The serene grace of the Sapphire Queen, the strength wielded by the Copper Princess, and the willingness to change, championed by the Shattered Prince, which Kid resonated with strongest of all. After months of self-doubt, that message drove Kid to remake himself as a missionary, a wanderer, and a tool of this change, leading him into new lands, new struggles, and a new path to redeem Tupenia, as his gods and he seek to create.
Howdy, and welcome back to this week's episode of Tales of Tupenia. Where last we left off, our heroes had managed to, in the aftermath of the sort of fall of the despotate, defeated the despot, went to a council, created a new consulate for the despotate, made up of people who ran, people who were kicked out, and shady underground merchants. We decided, you know what? We're going to bring the captured assassin Ahura with us. We're going to leave for Tillydale. We're going to return to the ship and see what we can find out. And upon returning to the Bearded Dragon and a simple evening of alchemy by Jean-Jacques, you guys found out some crucial information regarding the makeup of, I don't want to call it the goon juice, but we've also been calling it the goon juice. So,
I mean, modified Hearthwood sap potion?
Nope, that's too long.
That's too, yeah.
Too long. I guess it's
Goon juice.
Goon juice.
It's just the goon juice now. We're just gooners.
We've been checking the goon juice, and we found some alarming things in it. And
I have so many foul things to know.
You found you found liquid mercury. You found ethanol. Things that just appeared to be for the consistency, and some of the mind effects of the potion itself seemed to cause some of the degeneration of the body. And you found Hearthwood sap, which appears to have been slightly modified and bastardized in each of these potions, which appears to have some sort of restorative effect that you are unknown. You tested a couple different levels. You aren't exactly sure which ones, but what it is clear is that these people's bodies are being affected as well by this modified goon juice. And this is what I need to add, is a button that's the advertisements button. I'll hit a little sound effect so that way each time an ad comes up, it just goes over it to the very end. You're the audience getting forcible advertisements in the middle of the recap.
Oh.
Well, how rude.
Okay, YouTube.
How rude. It is what it is. However, you guys then decided, well, okay, hold on. We aren't exactly sure what we're going to pursue, whether we are going to pursue some ties with this apparent attack on some of the now lost to space and time, the western cities of Kelcari. You guys had to decide whether you were going to do that, whether you're going to pursue Upresh's message from his friend Koki, whether you're going to pursue potential ties with Adrian Drake, and instead decided that you guys needed to get this armor as quickly as possible for any sort of run-in with this draconic figure that you may be running into. So you decided to take off for asterisk for the thing. It was Temleteth. There is a tree in Temjonir. It is not the tree. The tree is in Temleteth. And so you guys decided to pursue this call that Ariel felt towards the northward portion of the continent, and the tie-ins of Kid Roo into this backstory that you know not much about. So we resume in the morning after you guys have taken a brief sleep in your tree. It is now the morning of the 26th, and you guys have what is going to be a 10 days journey via these upper bridges to Temleteth. You could take the forest floor with your horses if you want to. However, you do know that it is it is more dangerous on the forest floor. Even though it might be faster physically, it's up to you guys, really.
I think if we can manage to get them up north, that'd be great. That'd be very nice. But if it turns out we can't transport them for whatever reason up there, then I guess we could just sell them. After all that effort.
Money's
After-
money.
After all the haggling
Yeah.
for horses.
Yeah, after all that nonsense,
Hey.
getting absolutely ripped off due to supply and demand.
Sometimes
Price
you
gouging.
just have horses, you know.
Yeah.
So, which pathway would you guys like to take?
I'd like to see if we could bring the horses with.
I mean,
Wonderful. What was that, Landon?
yeah, we could try. I have no problem with it.
Okay. All right. So that being said, on this first day that you're taking off, using the horses on the forest floor, it is going to be a little faster. It should be, I believe it's double time with horses. Pause, champ. Pause, champ. I believe it's double time. What is a horse's travel pace? Yeah, your speed. Okay, yeah. So it's twice the distance. Okay, so it will actually take only 4 days for you guys to get to Temlateth at that rate. 5 days for you to get to Temlateth at that rate. So we are going to need a series of survival checks here. First day. Who wants to take over the first day?
I will.
Wonderful.
Ooh.
Shouldn't
God
have let him.
damn it. Don't. Nah, tap me out. That's the last one. That's a natural one, baby.
Natural.
Oh.
All right. Well, I wasn't expecting to have to roll on this encounter table. Hold on. All
What encounter table?
What? Okay.
We'll kill it.
All right. No, you guys actually, with a 2.
But the natural one, it's the dragon.
Yeah. I rolled. It's
Nope.
the dragon. It's him. No, there's you guys come across what appears to be the carcass of a massive, like what appears to be like an owl bear. And you notice that the body of it is being like eaten up by this sort of like what appears to be like a how do I describe it? Like a damaged fungus, right? Like the fungus appears to be like discolored and eating itself to a degree. There are little pockets of like unwellness within the fungus that you can see. The corpse is recent, fresh, and it looks like the thing is going in the direction that you guys are going. You're going to need to add another 2 days to your travel with that. Because the pathway that it's making, unless you want to make the path at the same way that this thing is heading, it seems like there's a large swath carved through the trees. Like I'm talking 35
Of the fungus?
foot tall, like swath of like just hole carved through these trees here. And the areas where it appears to have touched are being eaten away by this same fungus.
No thanks.
Yeah, no,
Okay. Okay.
well, we can go
Okay.
around.
Maybe later.
Do we have a lot of fire? No.
Not enough.
Not enough. Kill of a fire. Nope.
In 2,000 years, this will be the end of this country.
that natural one, Frank's natural one, destroys the continent. Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first campaign where Frank's roles and decisions have decided the layouts of maps.
Legacy fungus.
Hey.
Yeah, that was a fun barbarian.
Yeah.
That was a fun part.
Okay, so you guys add an extra 2 days to your travels, which actually on the night of this first day, I'm gonna need you're going to you're not going to roll a check for me here, Travis, on the end of this first night, because Drake, or rather Ariel, you find as you begin to drift off to sleep, you know, kind of nestled among these sorts of roots of trees nearby, you're met by a peculiar sensation. Not the sensation of darkness, which would be to be expected during the night. Instead, you find that your body can't move an inch. Would Ariel panic in this moment, or does Ariel keep his calm usually?
He's keeping his calm.
Wonderful. As you calm and center yourself, you find a second peculiar experience. The feeling of a sunburn peeling off of your skin. Bit by bit, it's traveling all over your body here, and you feel heat and wind begin to touch different parts of your body, feet and legs, hands and arms, torso and teeth. Before the sensation reaches your eyes, and you go suddenly from darkness to sunlight. You blink to clear the disorientation of this oncoming, blinding sun, and you find yourself standing in a desert, alone, but surrounded by sandstone statues embedded with orange crystals. You have a moment here within this, what appears to be a dream, to do whatever you would like to do, Ariel.
I'm gonna check things out then.
You kind of go to walk around, and you're feeling the edges of your own memories start to come back to you. There's something about this moment that feels very ephemeral, right, to you. And, like, you're looking around, and you get the vaguest sensation that you recognize some of these people. These are the same, for context, these are the same statues that you guys found in the Deadlands.
Yeah, I remember
Okay.
that. Yeah, that was really close to the moment when Grawl was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's that thing. It's following us." And
Mhm.
it's like, what? How did he figure that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these,
Yeah.
you notice from the moment, like, roll me a history check here, or investigation. I'll give you history and investigation.
You know, Growl's pretty
They're
smart.
both the same, so 17.
17. Yeah, with a 17 here, which one do you pick, just for the information that I give you?
I'll go with investigation.
Investigation. Okay. So you notice that these statues that you're looking at now, you knew that when you found them for the first one, because you're beginning to... It's hard in this dream-like state to tell, like, where in the timeline you are, if that makes sense. Ariel is feeling all the past and current... like, past memories that he remembers, current memories that are happening, and the ones from this time with the party, all sort of at the same time. But, like, you're looking at it and you're like... The statue that we were looking at when you guys found the broken crystal before, when you guys were able to remove that one, the statues were is less desiccated in this state you see it in now. So you are viewing it at a time before the current moment.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's see, what else do you get with the 17 investigation? With the 17 investigation, yeah, I think that's pretty much... You take a second, and there is the smell of, like, conflicting smells in your nose. You can smell, like, something... I think that because this is a dream, you can, like, pick up almost on some qualities that appear to, like... You know how sometimes you can memorize your own your brain has the memory of smells you've smelled before, and you can think of them and, like, smell them in that moment. You're like, okay, I am picking up something from another. I was not just here with the party. I was here now in this dream, and I was here at another time. And you're picking up the smell of, like, you're picking up the smell of ozone, you're picking up the smell of, what is it, like a brisk winter's day. You're picking up the smell of a campfire. You're picking up, like, multiple scents at once in this moment. And from there, you kind of fade out of this dream, out of this flashback of your own memory previously locked to you. You awaken to the second day. Wonderful. So let's do, who wants to roll my survival check for this day?
Frank? No.
Frank.
Not on your life.
You got it, man? Hell yeah.
He wants it.
Go ahead, man.
I feel like if it's always Travis, just like nah.
Right. You gotta split
It's also
it
like
among the
also
party.
like a survival check, so it's like, oh, whatever. If anything goes wrong, it's directly my fault.
You
It's
can't
not
just
even.
give
I'm
the
not
act
even
to one
navigating.
person, you know?
I think it's fair enough to say that like, it is probably, you know, RAL and Hector doing a majority of the navigation.
Right.
But
Yeah, but this is the day's
I
check,
could
yeah.
still screw up.
Yeah.
Guys, what's over here? Just walks away.
Hey guys, what's over here? 7.
7? Okay. Not bad. With this
So
7.
what do you think that giant fungus is? Doesn't watch where he's
5-foot tunnel of fungus this
yeah.
time.
You're having a little bit of trouble navigating, but it doesn't appear to be enough that it actively affects your progress on this day. Though you do, what would be a good way to describe this? I always love when the DM asks that. No, you begin to hear the sounds of like what sounds like a pack of flying animals of some sort. The howls, though, they sound a little bit more they don't sound right for any of the flying species you know of. And they are moving around the direction that you guys are. This will not affect your travel again, but what this will affect is the numbers on which you have this encounter tomorrow. This is...
We're counting down. I agree.
This is hey, you can't you gotta add some tension, you know. You can't have an encounter on every bad roll. You have to sometimes let it be that it will be on the next bad roll. Don't fuck up again.
All right. Travis's turn to go next.
You come to take... We're like, we nominate the Grinch.
Hey,
Remember that whole
Travis.
conversation we had? Bump kiss.
All right. We move on to there is no like active-ish sorry, there's no, you guys have a calm night's sleep. You don't really interact too much with any dreams. Also, by the way, if you guys at any of these nights want to like do something between the party, let me know and I will, you know, obviously pause and chill. But you come to
okay. I will take one. I'll take one.
Cool.
I'll take one.
all right.
So I'm gonna ask. Hey guys, you know that CK guy? You know when you get like something stuck in your head and it's like a word, right? You get a word stuck in your head, like, oh no, that's a word. That's a word. That's a thing. That's a thing. What does that mean? Where does that come from? I don't know. I have Cyrus Chem stuck in my head. Is that the dude?
Who?
Is that the guy?
All
He
right.
signed the missive, the Despotate missive that we found at the fort.
Yeah.
And there was CK we heard somewhere else too. I have this name, Cyrus Chem, bouncing around my head, and I have no clue why.
It could
I also don't know why. I had it, and I'm like, it was in my notes. Like, who is this? Who is this?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. And then CK. I'm like, who's this CK guy? And I just check through my notes. Did I miss something? And I just see Cyrus Chem written with absolutely no context. So it might be him. It might not be him. I don't know who it is. It's bouncing around.
RAL. You can roll me real quick here. History check with advantage. It's not a high DC.
my
It's
God.
just
Oh.
$17 plus 2, 19.
Yeah. So, okay. So with the 19, that was the name that you had picked up on, like, a couple weeks ago, that was, like, you heard it and you were like, hold up, this is an ancient thing. Like, whatever this name is related to is an ancient creature, or being, or whatever, right? And so, like, tying it together with, like, okay, you're like, hold on, if there's someone named CK who is manipulating someone of the level of the despot, might be, you know, this might be the same person. Like, it would be logical to assume that this is the same person from Ariel's mind of being like, well, hold on, I know that this is a thing that Ariel remembers, right? So, like, if Ariel remembers it, and it's associated with this fucked up goon juice, might be prescient.
It could be. From I know of a Citrus Chem, it's related to something ancient.
You think that might... Playing the despot, controlling the pirate armies, probably linked to the goon juice. We know Ahura is hooked up to some powerful being that's forcing its will on her.
Which all fits for an ancient being to do.
In my mind's eye, I see a puzzle. I fit the pieces together, but I don't know what's on it still.
Can I check my book for that name? Can I like skim through my book?
Yeah. The ones that you had, remind me, I think I messaged you recently what they were. It was History of Pastab, it was Creatures of the...
Let me check my notes.
I don't know if I can read the arcane runes of it yet, but I do have the Despot spellbook still.
Is it Linden items? Not Linden items.
I messaged you about it recently, so if you check in our direct messages, there should be a record
we
of
do
this,
also just
like,
kind of
3
talk a
weeks
lot.
ago.
Yeah, if we still have some light to read by, I'd like to, one of these evenings, I would like to look through the Despot spellbook.
I mean, I can make light.
I glow, actually.
Yeah.
It's an issue most of the time, but right now it's useful.
Yeah, there is...
Before or after I saw pictures of the stuff.
Give me a second, I'll look for it.
How far? What's this? Oh, it's on.
Scroll. It is...
No, I'm months
Maybe
ago now.
CK's where the Radiant King's magic's coming from?
That's it?
Because she didn't really seem like a paladin herself?
No.
Nope.
No to her being a paladin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I would
be
assume
crazy.
not,
Just...
going off of
Man, my... ding
stereotypes I can think of.
I'm having the issue... My mouse disappeared again. Pause champ?
Yeah.
This is where we insert the pause champ. Okay. Cool. Here we go. Alright, vague recollection of a history book. Pastabian Extended History was Creatures of the Sea, and it was the lore one, the history, or the gods one. So religion, Pastabian history, Creatures of the Sea. So yeah, you can give it a roll for sure.
The religion.
Yeah.
That's this. Wisdom with the 5. It's just an 11.
11. Okay. Yeah, with an 11. What would you get with an 11? You have a... Yeah, I think you're scrolling through the book and you're like, okay. I think with an 11, Hector is like looking through this book and he's like, I think that you're like looking through it and you're like, okay, Pastabian Extended, like Pastabian history, there's not really anything associated with this guy in history, right? Like Creatures of the Sea, you're not seeing a lot. You're just seeing like discussions of the,
Yeah.
the sort of like Tritons. You're seeing a discussion of the ghostly phenomenon that was off of the coast of Kelkari. You're seeing, just sea beasts. Not a lot of not a lot of stuff there. So yeah, I would say no with an 11. Nothing jumps out to you.
Yeah.
Anything I can glean from the spell book? Just skimming, just Cyrus.
Yeah, no. Well, actually, I'm just gonna allow you to hit me with a straight investigation check for this spell book.
All right. Not my best stat. Oh, but the rolls say otherwise. 18.
18. I mean, the wizard spells. So like, spells mainly wizard spells.
Yeah.
There is some like brief notation of
Notes on the
like
margins. Yeah.
Yeah, and what appears to be, she appears to have made notes of her clerical, like of the cleric spells that she was able to cast, right? Just for the sake of like, I think study, it seems, and like there seems to be some. Can I affect these at all? Can I like change what these do? The power source doesn't seem like it's like, can I affect? Basically, you glean like there's a little notation that's basically like, without the power source, can a spell be changed? Which is interesting to you. There's nothing about Cirrus Chem that jumps out at you. But yeah, that's what you get with an 18.
Yeah.
While everyone's doing important investigating and research, can I experiment with my new spear?
Oh yeah, wonderful. Yeah, roll me an attack roll.
Yes, sir. And then is the blast with the spear dex? So 14.
Yeah. What are you aiming at, by the way?
I don't know, probably like a nearby tree or something.
Yeah. The tree. I'm gonna check. The tree fails its dex roll. Yeah. And as you blast it, the bottom of the tree, boom, eviscerates, and you watch as the tree. I am gonna need the party to roll a stealth roll.
Now I have the fear of the day that the tree succeeds on its dex check. Okay, I'm cursed tonight. Oh boy.
Oh no.
I'm somehow not.
Ooh.
Second.
No,
Dirty
not
one.
Okay, good.
Fucking 4.
31?
No, I said dirty one.
Oh, dirty
dirty
one.
one.
Oh.
Ooh.
What was that from the
22.
22. And what's that
Okay.
from the Jean-Jacques?
I glow and I just
taking
blew
the
up a tree.
dirty one for a 31 just
Ruined.
shattered me. 23.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go through it real quick. The 23 succeeds. The 22 succeeds. And with a 4 and a dirty 1, the 4
What?
beats the perception of 3 that I rolled for the creatures looking at you. The 4 succeeds. Yeah.
I'm about to get jumped.
Okay.
So you hear lumbering through the trees again. You hear this loud boom, 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 getting louder, and then boom, 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 getting quieter as it appears to walk off in a different direction. You're allowed to roll me a perception check here. Everyone.
Okay.
Now. Oh,
Hmm.
God.
A 2.
Not 20.
Not 20.
Yo! 23, the rolls are flying
So full nat
today.
20, 18. Brilliant. Yeah, on this, the second night, by the way, of your travel, you hear this loud sort of, which is AJ's approximation of creaking and groaning, which, as this thing wanders away, with a natural 20, Travis, RAL, that's the sound of tree branches bending and moving and waving. 100%.
Well,
All right.
I like the idea that I was the only one who was just out in the middle of nowhere and the only one who didn't hear it.
Yeah.
there's a thing that went by? What are you talking about?
What do you mean there's trans? It's weird. What?
He's just chilling. You're like, I blew something up. I was fine, and then I heard nothing. We're all good, right?
Okay.
No more testing your spear.
Now he have an issue. Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Does anyone say something to me? Because I was about to hit a round 2. Because that was just the normal one. I didn't even get to experiment. It's fine. Would they be mad if I like shot the ground?
No, we're testing your spear for right now.
Stop it.
The party looks at Kid Roo, who, exploded a densely wooded forest. You all gather back around the campfire and go back to a rousing night of sleep. Not rousing, calming. Perhaps the opposite, literally. All right, third day. Who's taking the survival check? Was it Travis?
Yes, it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna be using the cartographer's map case.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so what are you planning a path for here? Like, what are you like asking for a path for?
Basically, path to the location we're trying to get to.
Yeah,
city.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So roll a survival check, and I believe it's with advantage because of the pause champ.
I need to make a DC 15 wisdom perception check.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, wonderful. So hit me with the check first.
Yep. That is a dirty 20.
Wonderful. You actually begin to see now that there is a pathway that it's kind of a winding pathway, but like you guys before had kind of, as you go through like this densely wooded forest, right, with like vines, roots, overlapping the ground, trying to maneuver your horses through here is half the trouble. You know what I mean? But as you look, you're like, oh, like a path, like, it like illuminates for you on the map case, like you're clicking on, something in, I don't know, Elden Ring or something like that. Like you're, going like a direct path, and you're like, oh, there's like, they have built in like physically like a winding, like ground path for here if they need to transfer supplies in large amounts, it seems. And now you hit us with the survival check with advantage.
Mm-hmm. That is a 19.
Wonderful. With a 19 to follow the pathway, and the pathway illuminated for you on the cartographer's map case, you will no longer have to make survival checks for the remainder of this journey. It was success to follow the pathway, and the fact that you have found their, gorilla footpath. Not gorilla, but
Gorilla!
I feel like I keep having to specify, even though I think you guys all know. But in case there's someone out there that is just listening to this, there are no gorillas in this jungle. There are gorillas, not like guerrillas. They are not gorillas. You, whoever you are, I don't know who I'm pointing at. I'm pointing at someone out there. You, I see you. Anyway, point being, you begin to follow this pathway and you avoid the attack by these flying creatures, and you will no longer have to make survival checks. So the 5 up to 7, you guys are now, so that was day 3, you guys round to the end of day 3. Day 4 comes and passes simply and easily as you guys go through these winding forests of Tillydale. And Ariel, on the night of day 4, you have another vision. As not even before you go to sleep, it seems like it just like shoots into your head for a second. Like you've been kind of mulling this over in your head, and I think there's a degree of it that's like, I think that because correct me if I'm wrong here, Ariel has been trying to stay out so that way Drake can't like change pathways on him right now, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, we're going for this thing, right? And I think that there's like an element of like, this time as you're pushing and these memories are beginning to return to you, I think you're feeling this like, this element in your head of like, you have now inhabited this body long enough that you're beginning to trigger some of your past again. You awaken in what appears to be another memory. You feel this time, again, sort of whereas last time the sort of moment was ethereal, like you could feel the time shifting around you. This moment you feel like your body is ethereal, right? Like physically before in the other dream, you had the sensation of like sunburns on the skin as this, as something flaked off of you. This time you feel like you are not corporeal. And you sense a gargantuan presence looming over you. I'm talking, gargantuan, like blocks long.
Mm.
And wide and big and etc. You can't see it. It is kind of dark in this space, but you can feel it there. It speaks briefly. It says, "So, my Ariel, do you understand your task?"
Okay. He's gonna automatically kneel.
And wonderful. As you do, you sense a massive head bowing, like just the movement of, like nodding, like over you. He goes, it is simple, but this is important, as you may know. Seek my chosen, guide him on his path, defend him from harm, and we shall be redeemed. Go, find this Adrian Drake quickly. You have...
As you command.
Wonderful. And you sense, you can hear just a... as you kind of like just like this exhale of like breath from huge lungs, as you kind of shift into the, the memory shifts away from you. Right. We awaken on day 5. We don't have to roll any more survival checks. So unless you guys have anything else for the remaining 2 days of travel, I will fast forward you guys to Tembleteth. Because I don't have to roll on my chart anymore. You guys surpassed it.
I'm not allowed to experiment.
Does Ariel mention any of this?
Chaos dice. No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Damn it,
Ooh,
Adrian.
ooh,
Ariel.
So the days pass.
Visit your therapist.
Tell your therapist.
Tell your therapist.
Jean-Jacques, like, I have the magic. Let me.
Let me in. Let me in.
Just him knocking quietly on Ariel's head. Let me in. Let me in. Yeah, the days pass quietly, and thankfully you were able to find this path because your horse's hooves would not have survived much longer on the tangled brambles and roots and vines of the forest floor. You find yourselves as you get closer, and you begin to see it on like 3 days out. The level of tree that you had seen before, I may have been overstating it the first time we described it, but it is like, it's massive, right? The first tree that you saw, the Temjonir tree, right? This one is like, yeah, this is past Avatar Home Tree. This is like codename Kids Next Door sticking out of the moon levels of tree. You know what I mean? like it is a giant tree. And as the crew of the Bearded Dragon arrive in the true halfling gnome capital of Temletef, you see a sprawling, gargantuan labyrinth of bridges and tunnels encircling and penetrating a giant hearthwood tree, branches hanging about you heavy with fruit. As you begin to walk up these pathways, you begin to see that there are carts going by on these like up in the air on these pathways, wide enough for multiple carts to pass abreast of each other. Like, it's 6-lane highway, you know, sort of like width up here that they have built around this tree.
Yeah, Jean-Jacques just like running his hand along the edge of the bark and just like probably just like silent tears coming out of his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around.
Jean-Jacques, you don't know if the Mama Tumba's tree would have grown to this height, but imagining
Mama's Tumba's tree was not this big.
But imagining if it could have gotten to this.
It was the biggest thing that Jean-Jacques had seen until this very day.
Mm-hmm.
And this is bigger.
The hustle and bustle of this city as you guys continue up these pathways carries a kind of electric happiness and energy. Like, you can feel the sort of like the nervous energy at the what appears to be over the events within the Despotate, news of which has supposedly reached you. Roll a perception check, everyone, for me, if you could.
I got to roll higher than a 2.
I don't want to jinx it. I just want to keep celebrating it.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Cool.
All right. Yeah, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Cool.
17.
16.
You said 2? Oh, 16. Dirty 20.
I said higher than a 2.
Oh, higher than a 2. Good.
You said everybody.
Oh, good,
16,
good. Higher
17,
than
dirty
2.
20.
Jesus.
I'm on a downswing recently.
Is that another? Poor Hector.
What was it again?
Perception.
Perception. Okay, I have big bonuses, so that's a 13.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Oh wait, what was the highest again? 20, you said? Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Dirty.
Yeah.
20.
Okay. You begin to hear two gnomes whispering to each other, and one of them is like, it's like, yeah, she sent envoys to the new council. Yeah, I mean, you know, we need to see about how quickly we can begin opening, you know, trade negotiations and things of that sort. And the other one responds with, wait, Queen Sparkleson sent, and the other one goes, shush, shush, and like looks over at you guys, like walking by. But you begin, and you hear as they begin to whisper away, it's just like, yeah, they're talking about reopening the ruined gate. And you hear them like sprint off. So the name you caught there was Queen Sparkle Sun. Yeah.
That is adorable.
I
love
gnomes,
that.
So you guys like you begin to walk by, and you're like looking around briefly to see if you recognize anyone that's here, I think. And you do see that there is like a sort of with that same sort of color of cloak that Brioni wears, to indicate that this is an officer of some sort of the resistance along the pathway.
Sorry, I'm just sorry. I just put down the note for Queen.
So did I.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah. We're trying to be better.
I was like,
I was like pause champing, like, wow, they're really thinking about whether they want to go up and talk to this officer or not. You know?
No. I was like, okay. So there was an officer on the path, wearing a coat like that scene with Brioni, denoting some rank of officer amongst the Tiladelian military.
Right. So
I didn't miss anything. I just
it was the delay. It was the brain. I've done that where like you process it like afterwards and you go, wait, hold up. There was a person.
Yeah, so it's all there. It's just I'm running off tile up here. The hamster wheel's got some rust on it. The hamster's probably half comatose.
Yes. And they kind of,
but it's there.
They actually kind of give me a second.
Oh man.
They actually kind of look at you guys for a second and they're just like hold up. Where are you guys headed? Are you? Do I need to call someone? Or are you guys? He makes like eye contact.
That would be nice. We are the Bearded Dragon crew. Is that what we're going by?
I think so.
We're the crew of the Bearded Dragon and liberators of Iptharoon. We stopped by our ships after attending the meeting that established the new council, and we came back because we need to go up north, and we heard that the emissaries from country.
Okay. Facade.
Nope. The north. With the nice cigars. Satpia! Anyway, so we heard that the emissaries of Satpia were stopping by here to get up. Yes, cigars is how I remembered it. I'm sorry, Kid. To get up there because we have business to attend to up there as well, and are hoping to help with the Kilkerry situation. And as allies, I assume, I'm not the best at geopolitics, of Kilkerry being a neighbor, if there's something crazy going on in Kilkerry, Satpia would like to solve it, and we figured they'd like that. Kilkerry would like that, and we helped you guys out by liberating the Despotate to the north, or south. Sorry, we're going north, south. And yeah, so please do call somebody. That'd be great.
Can you hit me with I don't think it was deliberate. There was a bit of minor deception there, so you're gonna have to hit me with a deception check here.
Where did I lie? Or where did I lie or spin? We did those things. We're the crew.
Regarding who was actually present at the council.
The emissaries of Satpia and Kilkerry were at the council.
Satpia was not present at the council.
Satpia was not present at the council?
Blarney and
I thought everyone...
No Satpia, no Solokia, no... Yeah, no...
Okay, can I... Okay, the checks are the same for me, but would it be persuasion out of stupidity? I didn't realize that. I thought Satpia was here.
I assumed you were trying to, like, bend it
I was not trying
to
bend. No,
okay, all right.
I actually didn't, like...
Yeah.
That was a moment of truth when I said I'm not the best at geopolitics.
Okay, yeah, then you can tag me with it. You can tag me with, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're the same for me though. Let me double check.
Yeah, if it isn't deliberate deception
against you,
or deliberate,
yeah, they're exactly the same. Yeah. Persuasion and deception are the same for me, so you can tell me to hit either, and the number's the same.
No, that's all right.
Okay, so 24.
Okay.
Because I've heard a lot of times all the technicalities.
He takes a look at you and he just like his eyes narrow for a second, and then he's like, I mean, it's probably better of me to run this by someone with, authority anyways. Yeah. So if you don't mind coming along, we'll go and we'll see the, well, he said, we'll go and we'll see, I think that if you were at the council, you met the general, right? I think that he should be back by now. Timpton?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like, I think he should be back by now. So let me go see if I can find him. And he's like waves you guys to continue along with him. As you guys go by, you begin to see that like the homes along this tree are all built into the tree. Like they are like, you know, you open up and like there are windows that open out onto the promenade. Like it looks like you can just like enter into people's houses like directly, like all of them. And you know, their homes are sort of like carved away inside. And the interior of the wood appears to have like both be living and still somehow have like ended up like almost like a burnished, you know how you get like a burnished cutting board? Like it still appears to have been like
polished.
Right. Like the
Like
tree
it's got a
Yeah, like the tree itself has like been grown to fit the living needs of these people. And there's you see a lot of fruits, vegetables, a little amount of meat during their like foods that they're taking in, and a large basket in pretty much any of the homes you pass by, just of these abundant sort of hearthwood fruits that are all around.
Can I try one?
Yeah.
Like I could just
Yeah.
like
They're just hanging off.
idealistic utopia. I could just
Yeah.
How big is it?
About the size of like a large apple.
Large orange, small grapefruit.
Yeah, large orange, small grapefruit. Yeah. Small melon sized, melonish, melon adjacent.
Well, that's a little bigger.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking
okay.
not watermelon. I'm thinking like a melon.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, I gave it like a little knock. Like,
Yeah.
does it have like a hard, soft skin?
No, soft skin.
I could just like.
Yeah. It is a little. It is. You had heard it described to you during one of your first days arriving here in Toledo, and it is kind of there is kind of this like sour, like almost crabapple adjacent quality to it. But you actually feel on your body.
Store-bought mango.
The spell Lesser Restoration is cast on you right now.
Yo,
What does that do?
Lesser
You
Restoration.
just feel better. You feel like the tiredness of the day's travel lift off of your body.
John Jack has so much things going on between scars, trauma, self-inflicted magical wounds.
Oh yeah, that's relevant.
Like it's like what might.
What is lesser restored? We might need to talk about this.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Like this is a lot.
Yeah, but you feel the effects of Restoration caster on you in this moment, and you're like your body has never felt better. We'll say that for right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are they hang in abundance around you. These
That's insane.
idealistic sort of location, and so you guys continue along the pathway. I mean, he leads you to you begin to notice that it gets a little
No. You touch a creature and you get end one disease or one condition. Oh, condition, that's vague.
We'll talk about it, but as you continue along here, it begins to get a little bit more less like walking streets and a little bit more like it's not like an active guard population, but you can tell like that this is very clearly entering like the maybe not bureaucratic, but like the processes center of town. You know what I mean? Like there's like very clearly like sort of, like small dignitaries of sorts and passing to and fro. There's very clearly like officers moving between these, abodes. And he leads you into, you're getting like closer and closer to like the center of the tree here, which by the way, it seems that like some of these ones that cut through the tree, like it's almost like there is a corridor that spirals inwards here at times, right? It's like that you guys feel yourself going sort of towards the center of this tree and upwards as he takes you along different stairways, pathways, bridges, etc. And after, a couple, about an hour-ish of walking, you find yourself, in this sort of bureaucratic area. He leads you into a small what appears to be an overlook, and it looks like there's an area of the branches from this office that is cleared out, and you can see the surrounding countryside for at this height, Jesus, 180 miles, like yeah, it is. You can see a lot from up here. asterisk AJ might need to edit that information about what they can see in the despotate, but you know, it's fuck all.
By the sound of that, with a half-decent telescope, you could track the movement of the fungus thing.
Where's the fungus?
Where's the fungus thing?
Don't make it into a reality. It'll come back.
Is there anyone here?
Yeah.
No? Yeah, right. Someone's been.
He's let you in, and Ledwell is actually sitting there. The small, black, gnomish gentleman with the Scottish accent is sitting at this sort of desk here, and like you see him briefly talking with another officer. And as you guys come in, like he stops for a second, and then he notices who it is, and he goes, "Yeah, they're all right. We don't need to worry too much about them. Pleasure to see you. Was not expecting to see you so soon, traveling here of all places, but
Us
more the
neither.
merrier."
Quick off-topic question. You could see really far.
Yes.
Journeying here, we saw a hole, and we heard a hole left behind by a massive creature, a fresh owl bear carcass covered with some diseased fungus, and it left this massive hole through the forest. It almost saw us. You could probably see that thing shaking the woods from here.
Yeah.
What is that?
You see his face gets a little somber, and like you sense that this is a fraught topic, not like in a way that like bringing it up is it, but you can sense that he has some sort of emotional reaction to this topic. And he takes a second. Roll me a persuasion check, either of you.
I could do that. Nat 20.
Okay.
So 33.
Wonderful. So you notice, and you can tell with this like nat 20 insight check, right?
Yeah.
That
Oh wait, insight?
yeah. Oh wait,
Oh,
did
you
I
said
say
perception.
persuasion? My bad. Sorry, persuasion.
You said persuasion. You said persuasion.
Yeah. So persuasion
Okay.
would be.
Wait. Okay, persuasion?
I'll let you. I mean, it's a natural 20. To be honest, I'll give you a little bit of both on that.
Okay, because it's a nat 20, so that it would. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Well, where I'm giving it to you is that the DM has forgotten, but also in this moment.
Well, actually, it would have been a 31.
Well,
Oh.
still, time out. Let me explain the thing first.
Right.
Because it doesn't necessarily matter. What you're trying to do is convince him to open up to you. So, like, it's sort of like both sides of the coin, right? So, he, like, you can sense that, like, this fraught, like, he sort of, like, his face softens and, like, what you can tell is that he was upset about whatever this thing is, right? And with the persuasion, he's like, yeah, there was, one of our, guardians of this forest went on a mission to go and
Oh no.
to find some of the things of the despotate, and well, he goes, we've been trying to figure out how to deal with him, because to be honest, we've got some magicians among us, we've got some snipers among us, whatever, but we want to figure out a way to incapacitate him without harming him in the way that will, we want to save him if possible, from this blight that he's incurred upon himself. So we're kind of, we've got to be honest, the sort of damage that he's wreaking, it's not like it's unfixable, but it's certainly not something that we want happening out there every day. So we just kind of do our best to draw him back and forth between the different locations that have already been damaged. Yeah, and
Sorry to hear that. I did not anticipate such a response.
Yeah, you're like, it's gonna be a monster of some sort. It's gonna be a crazy.
Yeah,
thing of some sort.
I know nothing of the ecology of Belladel. I didn't realize.
He kind of he's like, it's all right. It's to be honest, anyone that could help with that would be doing us a massive service. And we, he kind of actually he pauses. Hit me with, and I don't want to say deception, but whatever you think like Jean-Jacques' standard like face is, like how hard he is to read.
Okay. 32.
Jesus. Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah. No.
I mean, Jean-Jacques hard to read.
Yeah, he looks.
I mean,
and
he's being sincere. He's not hiding anything.
He
He's
looks
like,
for a
"Oh,
second
right,
and like
yeah."
he's like he's about to like bring, and then he just goes, wait, what? Wait, why? Actually, though, question. I mean, because we never resolved it. Why have you come here?
I'd get to that next. We're looking to head north with some of the emissaries that were heading north. We're hoping to stop by Satpia before going over to Kelkari to try to solve that problem now that Iptharun has been liberated. The council has been, at least for the most part, established. Not only does our party have a lot of things to be addressed up there, but also we're looking to help those areas with the terrifying news we just heard.
Mm-hmm. We'll also do. Let's do. He's gonna. So he's gonna speak up and he's gonna go. Well, I think that might be. So you're looking to. How are you? You're looking to. How are you looking to get to Satpia?
We heard that either through mages or druids or some spellcaster of some kind, that the individuals, the emissaries from the meeting to establish New Iptharun, were whisked off back to their homelands to the north.
Well, to Blarney and to Charn and to Kelkeri, not.
Yeah.
He goes, we don't have anything. Now, to be fair, if you need to get to Satpia, we could probably get you as far north as Bentuku, but unfortunately, we don't really have any. Like, the issue is none of our representatives have really ever been to. You have to know with these sorts of magics, you have to know a specific location that you're going to. We would have to know a tree that is big enough for all of you guys. And he looks behind you and he goes, "Hold on, so you bring fucking horses with you through the jungle?"
Yep.
Let's just say I'm not an expert in Arcana. I just do the thing.
Yeah. He goes. Well, the issue, it needed to be a tree big enough to fit you guys, and I think you decided you bought 4 horses was the final to pull the cart. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
4
uneven.
horses,
Yeah. He's like, so in order to get you and 4 horses through the tree, it would need to be a big enough tree, and like our emissaries have only ever really gone personally. We tried to do sort of a civilian outreach program to Bentuku to see if we could help them at all. Because they have kind of a rough time up there. We were able to mainly just deliver as many crates as we could of the hearthwood fruits, but it wasn't. It's not really variety, but it does what it does. So
I look down at like the mostly eaten fruit in my hand. Is there a seed in it?
Yes, small seeds. They look like he looks at them and he goes, you do kind of have to sew them together for their magics to take effect, but yeah, it's something about
That's cool.
He goes, it's something about like the idea of and he looks at Kidru, who's decked out in like a religious attire, and
so these trees are like compound trees.
Well, and he looks at Hector, who's decked up in religious attire, and he's like,
yeah.
He's like, it's something about, your friends might be able to tell you. It's something about the fact that it was a gift of bounty, meaning that you now have to give bounty back in order to receive it. It's,
Feast and famine? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sounds just like him.
Right. And so he kind of looks at you and he goes, well, sorry, all that aside, so you say that you would need to, teleport up there. Yeah, we could get you to Bentuku. That being said, I would need to probably ask the queen there. Hit me with a persuasion check here, Jean-Jacques, since you're facing this one.
Oh, we're screwed.
Oh no! What? Okay, wait, calm down. 1 is still on the dice.
True.
Okay. 23.
Okay. He takes a look at you, and he goes, I could probably bring you, and he like sort of sends his out. He goes, hey, if you don't mind, get that, and he sort of like looks at his officers. He's like, get that over to to Jen in accounting, and he's like sending them off to do different like jobs and things, right? He looks at you guys now that he's dismissed his officers, and he goes, I could probably bring you for I need to ask the queen herself. just because, allocation of resources using a spell that big for the day. But, I mean, you saved the Despotate. You brought down literally one of the cruelest institutions that this country has ever, or, that this continent has ever known. That the continent of Balestone has ever seen. So, if you want an audience, I can get you an audience with Queen Sparkleson if you'd like. Just for,
honor.
connection's sake. AJ was about to put his fingers together like this and then realized I'm not going to show you touching tips.
You just did.
I did it. There you go.
You went back for it.
I went back for it. For the memes.
No.
I'm like, make connection.
There's gonna be some bastard splicing that to be like, if you want an audience with the Queen,
Oh
no.
But yeah, so he's like, so you say we'd be honored, and he goes, right, well, I'll get that set up right away. Actually, I can probably just. He goes to motion. If you guys are you occupied at the moment? Is there any time that you need, or are you just here to get as quickly as you can?
Ideally, as quickly as we can, but
wonderful. So he kind of like snaps his fingers.
To make haste of our hosts.
Yeah, he kind of snaps his fingers. He takes off, and you watch as he walks through the doorway. There's no door to these rooms, but you notice as he taps the tree next to him, it closes. The tree closes, right? Like you watch it slowly growing into itself, and it's just the edge of wood there now. So like without knowledge that room is there, no one can get into it, and even still, probably a whole thing. So he goes and he goes to lead you guys, continues up the tree for another, 20 minutes or so. And you find yourself actually sitting, it opens up into with the size of the tree, it hasn't, I think, shocked you that there have been like houses and things built into it. Up at the top, there is a grand arboretum, like a giant fucking hall, and little like pieces of other trees growing out of the tree itself. Like a grand hall opened within this. So you're seeing like little bits of like, like hanging
what
like, firelights, lamp lights.
What bullshit is this?
Yeah. There's like little hanging like lamp lights, and there's, it's pretty up here. And you see that as he walks in, you notice that there's sitting there on kind of a grown throne is a small black gnomish woman who's kind of just like has like a very frizzy like bun ponytail up behind her, and just like is kind of like actively dealing with, you can see her engaged in some sort of conversation with one of her like denizens in front of her there, and you see just very briefly she's like, no, under absolutely no circumstances will we allow you to bring, we're pretty generous. We allow you to bring most things up through the tree itself, but we're absolutely not generous enough for you to bring a full fucking, what'd you say the name of that? She leans in and looks at the guy and she goes, what did you say the name of the creature was again? And you see that this like halfling that's there is like, a T-Rex, ma'am. She's like, we're not gonna allow you to bring a T-Rex up through our hallowed tree, okay? I'm sorry, you've got to go around, you've got to go somewhere else. And he's like, he's like, but my trade is T-Rexes, and she's like, you won't be trading them in my city.
Let's get this guy on the ship.
Yeah.
I love how either use of hollowed works.
Yeah. Exactly. And so you guys, you notice Timpton kind of walk up to the front of the line and like just goes, sorry, official business here, official Tilly-Dillian business. You'll get I understand you'll get your conference with the Queen in just a moment. And he like walks up and he like turns around and he goes, right, audiences with the Queen, very rare, and you kind of have to, he goes and looks at you guys. He goes, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of a physical contract that you can't break. You kind of have to. Most people have to sign them before they even talk with her, so they can't let Her Majesty out and about. But he looks at you guys, does like one of these, and he goes, "But," and he looks at the Queen here and goes, "These are the saviors of the despotate." And apparently, he goes, "I went to talking with Velemtok afterwards, right? And Velemtok told me that you guys found their long dead son. What? Yeah." He goes, "How have you look, no offense, but you look like a crew of bumbling buffoons at the best of days. All right? Love y'all." And he goes, he goes,
"That is the power of determination and the divine."
Does everyone else really look that ragged? I imagine I look pretty, like, pristine.
Jean-Jacques and Hector look... Not Hector doesn't necessarily look like you've dragged him out of... Yeah, but I mean, like, he looks like you've dragged him off of, like, a week... You know what I mean? Like, a week at sea. You know what I mean? Like, almost always, perennially, with this,
like it's
vest,
constant.
I imagine... I think we said...
You can literally see the drowned steward, dude.
He's always
I'm a ship life.
And
I'm a shipper rat.
I think we said, like, if not barefoot most of the time, then, like, sandals. Like, he's got...
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like... He looks like the guy that you pulled off the beach.
I'm an alcoholic beach dad, but on a boat at 21.
The guy who's always out there metal detecting. That's the sort of vibe. Yeah. And Jean-Jacques, like giant trench coat, huge hat, the
leather stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, Drake looks pretty pristine. Ariel looks pretty pristine for the most part.
So we're in front of the Queen now. We're now.
Ilaria, can I like?
I take off my hat and I give a deep bow. It's like, forgive our appearances. We're from a diverse background. we're quite a bit more determined to solve our collective problems than we are on obtaining a new wardrobe. We were not expecting with an audience with your eminence so quickly, and it is a great honor to meet with you. Thank you so much for all you've done for my people, those of Iptharun, and may they be forever appreciative of it.
She nods and she like first makes eye contact with you just because you appear to have stepped forward here, and she goes, "Hey, it is of course in our best interest to stop the spread of evil wherever possible. However, I cannot deny that helping the refugees of Iptharun has been one of the great pleasures that we've been able to accomplish, because no one should have to endure what your people will put through. No one."
He's precious and I love you.
She turns and she looks at each of you and she goes, "Now, I've made contact with your speaking man here, but I'd care to know let's..." And she raises her hand and she goes, "No secret that you impart here will leave this room. By not only my own word, but also the physical contracts that we've made all of them sign." And she points at the people that are waiting for a discussion. And she goes, "So no word of any of your secrets will leave this room." She goes, "I'd like each of you to tell me a factoid about yourself that you'd like me to know, and I'll respond with one of my own." She turns and she looks at she
likes fun facts.
Is it meant to be a secret or just anything?
She looks at Kidder. She goes, "Anything that you'd like to tell me and would like to talk about that would let me know as to your character."
I can go first.
And she turns and she looks at you. She goes, "Indeed, holy one."
I'll step forward, and I'll turn around and I'll unfurl the clipped and like tattered wings. I'll show her my wings.
Oh.
So you can see, you call me the Holy One.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a religious man these days, but I come from a darker time. I used to not be who I am now, and I now walk a path of showing people a better life, I suppose. And from what I can tell, you're doing a fantastic job of that here.
She nods and she goes, "Queen," and she actually she steps down from the throne just for a minute, and like you hear the people like gasp, and she like goes to like shake each of your hands individually, and she goes well, she does the queen thing of like the presenting the hands that you may kiss it, which is the equvalent for for royalty.
I'll give her a peck.
Yeah, and she goes and she goes Queen Kari Sparkleson of the Sparkleson dynasty. Absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr.
Kidru.
Kidru. Pleased to meet you.
Can we get a spelling for that?
Kari? K-A-R-I. Yep, and then Sparkleson. Exactly how it's...
Yeah, Sparkleson. Yeah.
Exactly how it's spelled.
Okay.
Yeah. She turns to
Okay, thank you.
she turns to next in the row would be Hector.
Kicks off his sandals.
Something up to find.
I can pass to RAL if you want a moment.
No. I've spent more time on the sea and in nature than I have around land and buildings such as these authorities.
She nods and she goes, must be a great not only a great change, but honestly, it must be a great weights upon you dealing with the movements of I mean, I'm no sailor myself, but the movements and businesses and stature of a crew much different to dealing with the intricacies of people on land, the politics, the raiders of each other.
Yes. At the end of your day, you return to your house. The start of our nights, we shift crews.
She nods and she goes. She extends the hand to you as well, and she goes, "Pleasure to meet you, Mr.
Bows. Hector Barbosa, Lord of the Drown."
Mr. Hector Barbosa. She kind of like reaches her hand out to you, and she goes, "Yes, pleasure to meet you." She turns and looks at Ariel, and she goes, "You."
You're gonna see him kind of like changing character from when he's usually around the crew
Okay.
to more like Adrian.
Oh, interesting. So Ariel is trying to put on Adrian Drake in this moment.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Trying to pretend to be him.
Interesting. Okay, you can.
Oh.
Okay, so first hit me with the factoid.
I feel like it makes sense, but
I am Adrian Drake, son of Theo Drake, one of the generals of Calcari.
And that was
lover of the sea, and that's really about it.
Hit me with a deception check here.
Yep. Where's my deception? There's my deception. 26.
She looks at you. And with a natural 20.
Oh.
she takes a second and she just goes, "I don't sense that you're lying to me out of malice. But I do not appreciate being lied to in my own home. Whoever Adrian Drake is, whoever you hide behind that mask, is not him." She does respond and just goes, and further she just goes, "Again, I sense no malice from you, but I do not appreciate it." She turns and looks at Jean-Jacques and she goes, "I appreciate you all coming here, and despite, well, I'm gonna hit a generosity check here. I know that's not a D&D thing, but We're gonna hit basically on 1 through 5. She is going to decide.
If I may, I don't know if I'm gonna get killed for this, but can I?
Nope.
No.
You can.
Oh no!
Respond.
One way mental reach out.
You
one
can
way mental reach out.
respond with this thing. Oh, I thought you were trying to do the mind wipe thing. Is that not?
No.
Okay.
No.
Isn't there a thing like that? That's like the last 10 seconds you can.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't take that.
Oh, okay, cool.
I intend on never messing up speaking. Ballsy, I know.
Yeah.
No. I wanted to mentally reach out. It's like there's 2 of them in there. It's complicated. He might be wanting to give the other one some honor.
Oh.
No, see, yeah, he's out of.
Don't worry
okay,
about it.
Wonderful.
Don't worry about it.
She does still.
It's out of kindness to the other him that's stuck in there.
She on her generosity check. She did score high regardless. So it is your information. She does take a moment and she goes, despite the veiled attempt at honesty, it kind of like points like a little bit, like you can tell that there is. How do I phrase it? She is a queen, so she knows that there are things that need to be kept secret. However, the keeping of the secret is the thing that in this moment is like, she's like...
Yeah, because she extended, yeah.
She goes and she goes, my family of the Sparkle Sun Dynasty have been hidden within Temleteth for years uncounted. And she goes... you see her turn and stare pointedly at Oriel and go, and the years will remain uncounted. However, if as Timton here has said, and I believe him fully, I am willing to open myself to a favor that you ask of me. And she turns and looks at him and she just goes, what was the favor that they... And he goes, yeah, they wanted to teleport somewhere close to, I was just mainly coming in to ask if, I didn't mean to make it... He turns and he looks at you guys and her and he looks at Ariel and he goes, I didn't mean to make it kind of a thing here. But we mainly just needed to ask if we could use a couple of spells to send them through to Bensuku. And she goes and she nods and she goes, that's not a problem at all. However, for the use of the spell slot and this small slight against my honor, I would ask a favor in return. If you're willing to accomplish it. I know you won't be promising blindly. However, she turns and looks at him and he you see actually Timton kind of just point his finger at her and you recognize that he is using the message cantrip here. And they kind of point back and forth at each other for a minute here. And you exchanging information privately. And then you see her turn to you guys and go, Timton has just informed me that you did spot the path of our where was the name again?
Before the corrupted forest guardian.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, she points and she goes, we did just see you notice the path of our beloved Jalix the Guardian. Hold on, is that time out? Is that copyrighted by Tolkien's estate? I think it might be copyrighted by Tolkien's estate. Anyway, point being,
wait, hold up.
I'm gonna put a little sound effect here that's like music playing.
No, yeah, it's Tolkien.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put a little music bit here.
The name is derived from Old English word for giant. I'm
gonna put a little. Thank you, Manny.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put a little thing here that just says pause while discussing copyright, and literally just play music like I'm gonna pause it, then we'll cut to where we're at the end of the discussion. Our beloved tree guardians here, that Jalix, we believe you saw his path. If you guys can, cause if you're capable enough to take out the despot, you might be capable enough to restrain / incapacitate without doing permanent damage. If you can help us reclaim Jalix and get him to our laboratories for testing, we will be able to teleport you to Bentuku with no problem at all. Does that sound like a deal?
On behalf of my admiral, I look around at everyone else. They give me nods.
Of course.
Yep.
Deal.
Wonderful.
It would be our honor.
And she goes, and she, you see her face soften from this mask that it has taken. You can hit me with a persuasion check here, Ariel.
Okay.
Hey, at least 3 of us are walking out of here with the Queen's respect.
And now there's my natural 20.
And
Oh.
she takes a second and she looks at you. Hey, you know, sometimes high checks are enough, but she takes a second and she looks at you and she just goes, like, her face softens and she goes, like she said, you know, and like Jean-Jacques had picked up on, but she looks at it and she goes, I understand the reason for keeping secrets. All of us have many of them in our day-to-day lives. And she kind of gestures around her at the literal cathedral that she is like hiding in and the people that have been magically sworn to secrecy about her existence. she goes, I'm not one to, you know, even I myself have need of keeping an important secret from time to time. However, sometimes it's worth it to just take that extra step and reach out on the branch of faith. It may not always be rewarded, but, and she kind of like points at your chest and she goes, who we are inside will appreciate it.
I'll give her a quick bow and say, I had made a promise to the one I was speaking of. I always try to keep my promises.
Oh, and you see that face with especially with the natural 20, she just goes, understandable. Now, and she goes, it was a pleasure making all of your acquaintance. I will say that. So, you know, if you ever need to reach out and it is something that is within my power and feasible, you know, you feel free. And she goes, right, Timpton will show you out. And she kind of like waves at him and he goes to take you back out of the hall there. And you hear the next...
It's like your eminence.
Oh, yes.
I was distracted by your regality and the severity of our situation, but I believe I forgot to tell you my name.
Oh, yes. She goes, to be honest, I lost track as well.
I am Jean-Jacques Toomba's son, and if I may help you to plant more of these trees around the world, it would be my honor to do so.
She tags that actually with an insight check and just for a moment and goes, Toomba's son.
Well,
She goes,
one of the many children that...
Yeah, she responds and she goes, in any affiliation with Brioni Toomba's daughter.
We were adopted by Mama Toomba, yes.
She nods and she just goes, she's done a great many acts of goodwill in our service that have paved the way for, you know, the victory that we have found today. If you were also a disciple of this Mama Toomba, then you go with the goodwill of everyone here, for it's rare the sort of person that I think many people may rest below a hearthwood tree for its shade, or may find a night passed within its boughs for shelter. However, it's rare the sort of person that appreciates what these trees truly stand for, what they mean, and what they can be to the people around them. She kind of like gestures and she goes, ours, gift of grace, gift of divinity, but the people that live here, that make it a home every single day, that go out of their way to do well for the people around them, their acts of charity and kindness and bounty to those around them are what create the bounty of this ecosystem.
I think Mama Tumba knew that in ways that she never really told us directly. She had a way of making something broken just something beautiful.
She kind of like she like
the dead tree,
Mhm.
the children, and for picking up orphans in the Despotate. I think she has a pretty good record of fixing them up.
She nods her head, and she goes, and she goes, sometimes the lessons learned, you don't need to say them aloud for everyone to feel them, for everyone to understand them. And I think that she helped. She goes, I may not know you from Jack, but I am a pretty good judge of character. And she like looks in your eyes, and she goes, I sense that you have taken these teachings into yourself, these unspoken words, in a way that not many do, and I trust that you'll take that gift forward with you, and those teachings forward with you into your day to day. Pleasure to meet you, and pleasure to see you anytime again. If now I do kind of have to get back to, and she gestures over at the long list of contract enforced what would be the word for them? People that are like supplicating monarchs, Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, she like looks over at all these supplicants, and she's just like, yeah, I've got to get back to. And she goes, hopefully they aren't all as bad as the T-Rex guy. I mean, dear God. And like walks over, and she goes, right, let me hear your qualm. And she like steps back up onto her throne there. And you guys are escorted out of the hall by Timpton Ledwell. He kind of like, he looks at you and he goes, right, well, I mean, honestly, that's about as well as I was expecting that to go. Besides, I mean, he goes, I promised you a friend, I understand that, but he goes, monarchs don't, I don't know if all of them have got great insight. Monarchs are really, they're kind of prissy. Even ours, who's like not, he like looks over his shoulder to make sure he's not being listened to. He's like, even ours, who's kind of on the more calm end of like monarchs, yeah, they take offense to that kind of thing.
No, she was great. Long live Queen Sparklesun.
Long live Queen Sparklesun.
Oh, he goes, also, by the way,
Let's get that shit on a t-shirt.
We do ask for the most of you. Get that on a speech. Long live Queen Sparklesun. Get it on a t-shirt.
Sparklesun.
She goes, however, they do ask that for the most part you guys not discuss her name, because she is he kind of like looks around to make sure he's not like being listened to, and he goes, they're kind of not supposed to know that there is a queen of our country. They're supposed to think that we're all disjointed rebels, etc.
Oh,
it worked.
Long live the rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Wink.
He nods, and he goes, because he looks, and he goes, he like looks at Jean-Jacques, and he looks at Kidru, and he goes, because he's like, yeah, the despot 100% would have sent someone to assassinate whoever we've got here. I mean, he's like, we've got a lot of people, but he like looks at you guys, and he looks at like, he goes, you see his face fall kind of, and he goes, whatever kind of undead shit they were cooking up there, if they could send someone in who we didn't know was undead to assassinate the queen, right? We kill them, we dump their body in a hole, and then they just walk out the hole, it's 3 hours later, whatever.
Trying to solve that. Yep.
He nods. He goes, I appreciate it.
As an ally of our nation, I will let you know. This stuff's probably still out there.
Right. Okay.
And it, you know what? if there's that. One moment, please. I would like to huddle with the party.
Huddle?
He
Huddle,
paused-
like a team huddle.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
pauses
yeah,
for
yeah.
a second and he goes, "Do you can hit me with a persuasion check here?" Because he goes, "Do you expect me to follow the unspoken laws of the huddle, of the called huddle?"
Could you stand over there for a second?
Okay, I'll still roll the
Yeah, hit
persuasion
me with
check,
the
which is a No way.
What? Is that a natural one?
No.
Oh, natural 20? Other way? Manny? Pause check?
His dice just exploded.
Is my math wrong?
Oh.
Oh, okay, whatever. It's a 30.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's a 30. Yeah. I don't know. I brain farted. 17 plus 13, and my for some reason my brain started dial-up sounds.
The pause of wait, and I'm like, wait a second, natural 20, natural what? I
No,
love
no,
legend. His dice
it's a
exploded.
30.
It's a secret.
No, it's
third
not. It's
option.
not a natural 20. It's only 30.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It's only a 30
He goes,
persuasion
he
check.
goes, right. I mean, you've shown me mostly honesty
Like-
and mostly kindness. So I'll go.
Yeah. It's like, no. I'm just checking whether the party's okay with it, just as I did in the throne room. It's just,
He goes, all
just
right,
having a moment here.
and just like
Just having a
walks
moment.
off.
You could stand like not even that far. Oh, thank you. Oh
Yeah.
wow, that's so courteous. I love these people. Anyway, should we tell them? I mean, this is the general, and I imagine we'll go directly to the queen, and only the people know. Should we tell them what this stuff is made out of? It's made out of
Yeah,
with
I
sap.
feel like it's very relevant to them, or at
Yeah.
least it could be,
Okay.
and they might know.
I immediately wave him back.
Mm.
Like, oh, we're done. We're done. That's it. It was just a moment.
He walks
Just a moment. The knowledge of what they used to make this happen
Mhm.
is something I want nothing more than to erase from the world.
Mhm.
But Tillidel, the royal line, and the generals of Tillidel deserve to know. Is majority Earthwood sap? What they used to do that.
He kind
In
of
addition, Aqua Vitae, Aqua. A moment. The other. There's the two different types of alcohols.
the
the two different
the aquavitae and
Aqua
aqua
Vitae and Aqua.
starts with an E. I deleted the God damn
Royal.
it, I knew I should. This is why you never close tabs.
It was royal. It was like
Ethanol.
royal
It was
water
the ethanol
and
one, right?
yeah, it was ethanol. Yeah, it was royal water and then
turpentine. Ethanol
life
and
water,
turpentine.
turpentine. Yeah. So yeah, ethanol, turpentine, some compound of mercury.
Mhm.
In addition, a magical influence imparted upon it as well. The potions we tested were of varying strengths, but that is the basis for what they used to turn and enslave those they captured.
He sort of, you see his eyes like widen, and he
Seems
like
way
looks,
too simple.
he looks around
What
and
they
he immediately casts silence around you. Like you see him tag bang 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 bang. Like basically a wall of silence around you guys. That way none of your words can pass out of it. And he goes, right. That is very pertinent information, and I appreciate you all for telling. Like this is, if this were a video game, this is the ding ding trusted confidant to like Persona 5 level up sort of moment for this guy. Like he's it.
Awesome. Let me add that to the note. Trusted
Carry at level
confidant.
8.
Yeah, it's Persona level 20 or whatever. This is he's all in. He's like right. It's very important that you told us that, because this is one, we need to know how the fuck they were harvesting it, because if it's from our tree, he goes, it's probably not this one. That's my bet at hazard, though I will say this one has, he'll return the information to you, and he goes,
Tap this tall, this wide.
on a tree this large. Yeah. He goes,
That's all it takes.
He goes, the issue is that, so this one is the one with the strongest effects that we know of. He goes, the other hearthwood trees, they have similar, the magic built into the species from history has been, always this sorts of
Is that what she
restorative,
meant about the
curative
blessing?
magic. Huh?
That's what she meant about the blessing.
What blessing? What'd she say?
The-
Sorry,
Is it
respond.
that the people around it, the reverence?
Oh, she goes,
The
I think
love
there's a degree. I think it's a
enhances the
balance of like religion / like, I think the fact that it was granted plus all the years of the respect plus the, like,
old.
he goes, I think that there's a balance
Old
of like
tree.
religious reverence to this thing. He goes, the only one that was ever that powerful to my knowledge was the one that was in Roblo Rosa, but that one's been destroyed years and years ago now. He goes, that one, poof. I
don't think it was destroyed.
He goes, I think,
it's-
well, the tree was,
I think it's troubled.
this tree was poisoned, basically, as long as, he goes, that one's been gone since Jesus. What was the name of the fucking king again? I'm gonna let you,
Poison?
I'm gonna let, shit, I don't actually know who was there during this session, but I guess Ariel read the book. I'm gonna let Jean-Jacques and Hector and I want to roll for Uprush because he's here, but also I'm not gonna roll for Austin while Austin's not here.
Yeah.
We'll ping it over to. So yeah, Ariel, you can roll as well. So the three of you, I'm
Alright.
sorry, Kid Roo, you were not present
No!
for the thing. You were not present for the thing. You guys can all roll me a history checks.
Fair.
Alright, history.
God damn.
And actually,
History.
Hector gets it
Nine.
with advantage.
History. 9.
Hector gets it with Hector gets it with advantage here.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, goody. Because otherwise,
Hey!
20.
20. Okay, dirty 20 and
14.
14. Okay.
Pepperoni.
With the dirty 20, so the 14, Hector, you're like, hold on, the king.
Oh, what's wrong?
You were just reading a history book about this because a lot of the things in this book are measured by the time of the death of King Kalani Vayash, right? And Ariel, you're sitting there. Ariel has a very keyed in memory. Like by reading all of these physical, not like your long-term memory, but like you have to be able to remember things in order to document them properly at the end of days for like Adrian Drake. It's not inherently the D&D whatever it is, the memory feat, but it's close. It's borderline, right? So you take a second and you're like, hold on. That was one of the stories that Archie told you when you guys were all aboard the Bearded Dragon. He told you about the
I remember it.
He goes you there was a
Vaguely.
yeah, there was some visitor to King Kalani Vayash who like stole some of the sap and disappeared in the dead of night, and then the tree was poisoned and the lands withered afterwards. You don't remember all of the story, but you're like, Archie told us this story. Like, you recognize as he's mentioning it, you're like, hold on, we know who killed the tree. Because he was the one who caused, and then the effect of it was what caused all of the ghosts to be rising out of that surf afterwards. Was that the ship went down.
Oh, shit.
To your knowledge, that was the most recent thing that you had heard, was that the ship went down. And you see Ledwell go, the king, he died, 800 years ago, and since then the tree's been, absolutely fucking blasted. So I don't imagine it was that one. So it had to have probably been one of ours. Because he looks at
How long does the sap keep when dried? The resin.
Ooh. Not very. The restorative properties go quickly. Not super quickly, but a couple weeks at most.
How long if stored in the presence of turpentine or ethanol?
I don't imagine those would extend the effects. I think he's
If it loses it upon drying, the turpentine would keep it from drying.
He's gonna
In a liquid state.
he's gonna take a second and he's gonna go. Maybe, but I don't imagine that's the original effect of those things. He goes, I'm no alchemist, but I mean, he looks at you and he goes, you describe the people that you've seen this used on, because we've seen a few of them about. They're all kind of like, their brains are all kind of fucked, right?
Yeah, but not from the advanced stuff.
I mean, he goes, to my knowledge, that one of those causes degradation of mentality.
All but one. We have one where it didn't happen. Actually, we have one where it didn't happen. Prisoner.
Also, timeout. DM thing. If you're about to say Joey, I don't know if I made this clear because we discussed last because
No, Joey's fine. Joey's
Joey's
fine.
fine. Joey was not.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Ahura.
Oh, he goes. Wait a second.
Ahura's intellect is entirely intact. She's mind-slaved.
I think to myself,
Partially.
yeah, she can smother people with pillows.
Yeah. Where the pillow?
Hey, watch out! Watch out! I gave her a pillow.
Interesting. What was I just looking up? Wait, I had.
The alchemical effects of earthwood sap and how long it lasts?
I guess I didn't think about that, but her mind is intact, isn't it? It's just
entirely
not like
intact. Her
fully
will is
in
dominated.
control. Yeah.
Yeah, her will is being dominated by another. But she's totally fine.
I don't actually know what I opened my lore
totally
book
fine.
for.
But her mind is intact.
Oh, I don't know. I assume that it was something to do with that. So, but the. Anyway, so that's the. So you guys get that? He's talking about that, and he goes, "Oh, the tree, yeah." So he goes, but I assume the trees that you lived inside of, Jean-Jacques, that they were, nowhere near this big, and that they hadn't produced any fruit yet, right?
Mine was actually dead. Dinner most days was the fungus growing out of it.
Interesting. Okay.
Which, by the way, is edible. Well, some of it.
He looks and he goes, I mean, I guess it's possible that they could be trying to store these long term, but I have to imagine that they've been taking them recently. Oh
yeah, because that would be 100 years ago.
Well, not from that one, but from the. I mean, if someone's been sitting on this for 800 years... Oh, that was what I was looking at, was 800, about whether that was exactly...
Because quite an effort has been made to not only kill them within the Despotate, but to even burn down what was left of them. Either that or that was a specific vengeance quest against Mama Timba. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, cool. So that was correct. Sorry. AJ was looking at the lore to make sure that I said that correctly. Yeah, 800 years ago was the tale. He goes, I mean, yeah, they'd have to be, they'd have to be lying door. I think that's just, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not an alchemist, but I think that would have to be too long for anyone to be sitting on this. I'd have to imagine that there were some effects. We've never tried storing them long term, just because he looks around at all the fruits and everything, and he's like, we've got a lot of it, but I don't know. I just don't know.
How long does it take for Hearthwood to heal from a wound?
Ooh. From a wound?
Yeah, from a wound.
I mean, these are
like from a tap.
These are long-lived trees. I think a number.
If not exact time,
I'd say a number of years, probably.
It would leave a knot in the bark, wouldn't it?
Right.
Even if the tap was removed, you might be able to see where it was.
He goes, we'll get people, the silence all around.
Quite the task. Yeah, quite the task,
he goes,
too.
I mean, it's worth getting people right on it. If we can stop this thing from being produced and them from perverting the use of our, But we'll get on it and we'll check. I mean, he goes, the only active, large ones that I'm aware of are this one here in Temleteth. There's a smaller one in Temjunir, and then there's the poisoned one in Roblarosa. Other than that, there were the small ones that I know that were in the Despotate, but they've all been since. Yep. He pauses for a second and he goes, "Hold on, do you think Do you think the damage that was caused to the ones in the Despotate might be with the... Do you think that they might have been following this thread? Do you think that they might have been trying to use those for this purpose?
That might explain some of the weaker potions.
Huh.
Weaker potions from the weaker trees, the young saplings, surrounded by abject, miserable land.
Huh.
And then maybe the stronger version sourced from something a little bit more covertly obtained.
Interesting.
Off the top of my head, that would be my assumption.
I'll have to. He goes, I don't know if we have any alchemists. I mean, there's the one guy who brews the restoration potions from the fruit. You know, makes them a little bit easier to digest. I'll see if I can get him on it and see if he can get the information from me. But thank you. That's more information than we've had in a long time to do something on a large scale.
The faster we can get this cured forever, the better.
Indeed. And he looks at you and he goes, are we done here? Can I drop the... And he points over at, like, the silence walls. He goes, all right. Drops the silence and he goes, thank you for that riveting discussion about the intricacies of Sotpian football. Or about Ipthruni's football.
Sotpian football.
Really enjoyed... Yeah. He goes, yes, and Sotpian football, the difference between them, I really appreciated that. And he walks away.
He just leaves.
Yeah, he goes,
good
oh wait,
man.
he does turn around. He goes, actually, the Tree Guardian, if you can get him, if you can get Jalix back to us, yeah, just deliver him, and he's gonna kind of point down the pathway that you guys came from, he's like, actually from here it's just kind of straight down. There's like a laboratory down on the bottom floor, just like assorted, it's like medical / laboratory for like the purposes of, you know, curing, healing whoever we can get in immediately, right?
The blight upon him, it spreads very quickly. Is it safe having him near the city?
I think we can make it so.
Unless the restoration runs through this thing's veins.
That is true. He nods and he goes, that's also true. That's probably, he goes, come to think of it, that's probably, you know, we're not, like I said, not an alchemist. He goes and he looks around and he goes, to be fair, that's probably why all of the, and you notice that like the surrounding landscape closest to the base of the tree appears to not have been touched by this sort of, blight yet. He's like, that's probably what's doing it. Understandable. And he goes, all right, well, yeah, just deliver him to the laboratory the second that you guys get him.
I'm just so concerned about Jalix being a sleeper revenge bomb.
You say to him, and he goes, I'd be concerned if it was, but we can't. The Tree Guardians.
Despot.
Yeah. Wait, sorry, what was that?
The Despot's done far worse.
That's true, but the Tree Guardians are so important to our people. They're almost not quite a religious figure, but revered to the same degree that
we will aid you in this, but
try.
Understand that if I were the Despot, that'd make it the perfect target.
We'll get some some additional guards and mages and things to be around when he's revived.
Right.
Thank you for your help. And then afterwards, return to me, and I'll be able to, get you hooked up with your teleport.
Okay. Thank you.
He nods his head. He takes off, and you see him begin talking to different people along the way, catching officers, things like that. Beginning to direct traffic again, as it were.
We have to capture a giant tree monster with really bad foot fungus.
And with that, we'll end this episode. Well, maybe the episode. Hey, you might get a double parter. Adrian doesn't even know yet. Maybe it'll be a nice surprise if you see an extra 1.5 to 2 hours of this episode.
And you might not even be hearing that if you do.
Exactly. No, I'm putting
Outtakes.
We're putting the outtakes in here, except for the part where we had to fix it, and you know, the copyright information.
TM.
All right, and yeah, see y'all next Wednesday. Enjoy it. And wait, where's the fucking